Welcome back, guys. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Cockings, and we are looking at the trailer for the next episode of Star Trek Discovery.
Episode 12, Vaulting Ambition. Yes. So, I gotta say, I'm excited.
I guess every episode's been quite literal, so I guess there'll be lots of gymnastics along with drives to succeed. Vaulting Ambition. Da-dum-tsh.
Sure.
So let's analyze this.
Again, and I gotta say, the first shot of the shuttle leaving the Shinjo is really impressive. That's a great shot of the shuttle. And I want to see more space scenes. There was not enough in the last episode. That's what I live for. So
yeah, for the most pricey Star Trek show ever made by several times, or several grades more. So it's weird how where they put the money, and yeah, in a lot of shows we saw some really great CG, was some really great space stuff. This show's certainly been keeping that under wraps, or keep that to a minimum. I guess I know it's about the characters, but you also need it about the story and about the context and stuff. So always nice to see them. Although again, very, very dark. Pretty much you can pretty much only see the self-illumination pieces. Dark.
yeah, and it's weird because Michael Burnham is piloting a shuttle with Lorca over to the Emperor's ship. Which, why aren't they transporting over? What's going on exactly? Makes me wonder. Do you think the Empress or the Emperor had something to do with Burnham's death? Like she actually had her killed and knows she's dead?
Well, they said. Well, I mean, she's presumed dead
By everyone else, but if the Empress was the one that killed her or something, it'd be interesting if the whole time she had that in the back of her mind, like, yeah, you're actually dead. What's going on?
The Empress is like, I'm pretty suspicious of you. Why, Empress? Because I stabbed you myself 8 months ago, and I flushed out into space. So, who are you?
And we actually have Lorca down in one of our holding cells in the palace. So
I torture him every day as part of my breakfast routine. So this is a very strange situation. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, why not transporters? I think it's just because you need this scene, gives them a moment together, and it gives them a way out. I guess if they have a shuttle on the ship, at least they have some sort of technology they can rely on. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. Plus, just cool shot. So yeah, where we left the last episode is they bombed the rebel stronghold, homeworld. Well, the Emperor ship did that turned up out of nowhere, cloaked, we can assume, based on dialogue. And they want to speak to her. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation topic about saying, Empress Giorgio's a ghost. She's not the person you knew. Have you ever been afraid of a ghost? Well, I think, yeah, everyone has been afraid of a ghost at one point. Although, I'm interested to see how that plays out. It's like the faceless Emperor, except everyone on the ship knew who it was. So it's only faceless to the non-imperial people, but also a ghost. Maybe that's the idea of the cloaking device, and sort of comes in unknowing and then shoots people and then leaves. Maybe that's the ghost thing.
could be. Well, it is interesting too that she is holding Giorgio's not a communicator, but her badge, her dog tags essentially that have proof of her serial number and her name in the Prime timeline. So the fact she's taking that over there, is she going to eventually reveal that to the Empress, depending on how the conversation goes, or what's the deal there? And I do love the wear and tear on that badge, by the way. This looks cool because it's picking Klingon teeth, right?
Yeah, it's had some history for sure. Although it's interesting that she would choose to keep that on
her, yeah.
As she swaps the Mirror universe, as she swaps to be evil her. I mean, how many pockets do they have on the standing uniforms? How many pockets do they have on the Mirror uniforms?
At least they have pockets in this universe, in this show. They don't really have pockets in anything but Enterprise.
But yeah, obviously there's going to be the confrontation of Prime and not Prime. We'll see where it goes.
And then one of the next shots, you see the Empress with her sword. I don't know what they call her, the Emperor or the Empress, because they called her the Emperor. A lot of times the gender thing doesn't really apply. So I know Empress Hoshi Sato was an Empress, and I don't know. So just going to go with Emperor or Empress.
Maybe she was just more specific about it. I mean, you call yourself whatever you want. Maybe she was like, hey, there's never been an Empress, so I'm going to call myself the Empress. And then, 2 generations down the line, Giorgio's like, yeah, the Empress wasn't given as much respect, so I'm going to call myself the Emperor pronoun. And then everyone will be more... And besides, if no one outside the Empire knows who she is, then men have more strength in the default sexist world of the 1960s version of the Mirror Universe. Although, yeah, whatever. So I guess it says more strength, although we've got 2 females in her cabinet private guard there, so, whatever. Who cares?
And they are pretty flashy uniforms, too. And I love the little capes that are added. I mean, it's very regal. So, I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
Looks like knights almost.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they built the armor designs around the fact that we knew we'd see this Imperial court, because, boy, that look unifies so well. And we've never seen such the regal side of the Empire. We've only ever seen, the lowers fighting on ships randomly. This is a whole new part of the canon. And if this is her flagship, if this is her private chamber, I mean, all that ponce and circumstance, how's that going to manifest in the universe? Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And then we got the next scene basically is Tyler in sickbay, and he's, I don't know what's going on with him exactly. I think it's Vok trying to come out and Tyler fighting him. Not sure exactly the situation there, but I mean, that should be interesting. I would just throw him in the brig and let him suffer. I wouldn't have him strapped to a bio bed.
Well, he's an interesting entity now, isn't he? He's, Ara and Darwin's, you don't know how often they appear, so this could be the first one they've ever seen of him, or at least caught. I'm sure there's other ones around. But yeah, I mean, the way he was acting last episode, I get the sense he's now in the zone of Vok, although probably they'll reverse. So previously it was Tyler who's having flashes of Vok. It'll probably be now Vok is in control by the flashes of Tyler, of the human side, which will make him then be less sure of himself as it goes on. Because you can't just get rid of that other side of yourself that's been living for so long. So that'll be probably the nice little reversal there. But is he either trying to fight the restraints as the Klingon warrior he now is, or is his brain even more screwed up? Or was he hurt from being out of space? I don't know. And will the crew even care?
Yeah, exactly. And we see L'Rell in this episode, which will be interesting to see her take on it, because she knows what's happening. See whether she admits to what happened exactly, whether this is actually Tyler that they changed with Vok's engrams, or Vok that they surgically made to look like Tyler. I don't know what's going on, because there had to be a Tyler. People have been asking me this. There has to be a Tyler that was in the records, the Federation database, because missing at the Battle of the Binary Stars. They would have checked that before they brought him on board another Starfleet ship. So,
yeah, creating a whole new identity versus stealing one of another person. I mean, infinitely easier.
Yes.
Although obviously you got to replicate the voice pattern and stuff. Someone pointed out that maybe it was as simple as they took. I don't remember they taking any prisoners at the Battle of the Binary Star. Although we saw one in the ship, and I guess Tyler. But if there was multiple prisoners in the ship, and the Rel just picked the one she thought was most hot, or something along those lines. Oh, she's, whatever. Then she picked that one and then said, right, make him look like him. Now we can kill Tyler. And then use his... Because someone said he uses organs. I didn't get the sense that they genetically swapped organs. I just got the sense that they... I mean, genetic engineering exists. I mean, even the Klingons' Enterprise were... they got the Klingons to look smoothheads. They changed their physiology. So, just use a retrovirus to change the organs to be more... I mean, that science already exists, so there's not transplant directly.
Well,
it's bioengineering versus surgery.
Yeah,
with surgery as well, but...
They said there was a lot of scar tissue around his organs and stuff, and they also shortened his bones. So I think they might have shortened Vok's bones to make him the same height as Tyler.
Yep.
And then maybe transplanted some of the human organs, so it would be less obvious.
That would be... I think they genetically modified the organ, but you're right, kept the bone structures. You can't... It's like you're not going to transplant bones, are you, at that point, to translate the brain, transplant the brain. But yeah, she does say, this is war. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, this was a war. When I started this, it was not just that it was a holy crusade. I mean, it was a, well, I guess 6 months after Tuvamal, but it's like they're a very specific plan they had, and it's kind of failing a bit. Although, the question then, did Tyler manage to get information to L'Rell? Like, if the plan was just to get a spy in their midst, and if L'Rell had to activate him, then was the plan then to meet up with him in 8 months, randomly, trigger him, get him to spill 8 months of information that could have been useful months ago? Or was he secretly sending it? What's the actual plan there?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he's a captain. He's going to be, and the chance of him getting put on Discovery, the one ship with the spore drive, it just seems also convoluted and sketchy.
Well, that's why they took Lorca. I mean, that was just at least a higher chance of being put there. And if you engram him saying,
But
condition this Tyler new personality to say, no, you want to, if you can get on Discovery, try and make that happen. But
as I said when that all happened, there's something called debriefing. They would have taken him back to Earth, Starfleet headquarters, for months, made sure he was psychologically sound and fit for duty, especially after being tortured. They wouldn't have thrown him on this is the ship that found you. Yeah, we'll transfer you there, fine. No, that's not how things work.
I mean, how many prisoners do you get? Seriously, because remember, Klingons don't take prisoners unless they do. How many prisoners do you ever get back? I mean, you're not talking necessarily even dozens, if any. So you're going to really get information like what is the Klingon torture method? What was it like inside their ship? What's their culture like? They're going to debrief them for, like I said, weeks and weeks, rather than just Lorca, just take him. But again, it's plot. Come on, those first few episodes were pretty poorly written. They wanted to get to A to B to C, plot convenience stuff. Yeah,
and I think they glossed that over with Lorca saying, "You gave me permission to get anyone I want on my crew," but then Lorca's decision making comes into question then, because that's just because we saw the PTSD with Tyler. Anyway, it just doesn't make sense.
Next shot, Stuart, is what we're going to talk about in our next episode. I am sure is we get to see a glimpse of Emperor Giorgio's flagship, as I said to you in the review. Not the Defiant. Pretty safe to say they haven't modified it this much.
I would think so.
No. So people have asked us a lot in the comments. What do you think about this pretty unhelpful image? What do you take from this? What do you think of the design from what we can see?
I have no idea. It looks like a luxury cruise liner.
Yeah.
Or it does look like a floating palace. It literally looks like a palace. So who knows? It's kind of reminiscent almost of what's Mudd's wife? Stella's father's ship, kind of.
What I was thinking, yeah.
But when you compare the two images side by side, they're definitely not the same. But I don't know. I think this is probably the palace that Stamets going to be referring to. I don't know if they're actually going to physically go to a planet with a palace.
Well, why have a physical palace? A moving
exactly,
palace
it's better
more...
to move it around, yeah. Especially if you have a cloaking device. Interesting ship, but yeah, it looks like a modern day luxury cruise liner. So,
and obviously big scale. They're probably gonna go similar to the scale of, let's just make a big ship because big is better. Let's go Regent Wharf size Negvar. Because big is big, even though, as we know, Defiant can take out other ships. So it doesn't, And
it interests me too. Are we going to actually see this ship? Because you know how Discovery's been with ships. They're either off in the distance, all blurry, or they're very dark.
Well, look
as
how
this
dark.
image is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So how much of the ship are we going to see? Are we going to see it like sitting with the Shinzo? Of course we're not, because they don't do shots like that like they did in TNG in this show. So I don't know if we're actually going to see this ship in great detail, to be perfectly honest with you.
I assume a shot and then close-ups. But yeah, I agree. We'll get a single view. Two things to note, though. The bottom, we can see a 3-nacelle configuration like the Discovery has. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming it has bottom nacelles and lightning, which someone said it could be the spore drive tech inside the ship. And so we don't know what the spore drive tech is in this universe. You would think they're not going on the same technological line, so they shouldn't necessarily be in blah, 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 blah. What could lightning be if not for... I don't know. We'll see in a few days. I'm excited, though.
Maybe this is after the ship got damaged or something, and that's the lightning, and the shot's pulling back as you see the ship start to like break apart. Yeah. But yes, it does have the 3 Bizarre configuration, just like the Discovery.
Wow. But the next picture, back inside the throne room, and definitely a sort of a Game of Thronesy style throne with things sticking out, and a cool piece of what... I think they're reusing the set they built when... the Admiral went to tilt to the Klingons. They had this big open space with those tall walls. I think it's just a redraw, which is great. That good use of it. And we can see now these are not the Admirals. These are like personal guard of the Admiral because you got these really cool arm pieces on the sides, ornate, and these baton sticks, which they hit Lorca within a minute. So yeah.
And that correct me if I'm wrong, but is that one guy not a captain? The captain of the Imperial flagship that hologrammed in last time?
Maybe.
It looks a little different, but I think he is definitely a captain. He stands out with his different uniform. So
yeah, he's absolutely captain armor.
There's Lorca looking smug and getting hit.
Says, "I will not bow." Now, is that, again, are we going to learn if that's the Mirror Lorca who really hates the Emperor? Because, I mean, well, if he's playing Mirror Lorca, obviously he's going to play the part. But if he is Mirror Lorca, he's going to play the part. So it's kind of like, hopefully we'll start to find out, and like you pointed out at the end of the last episode, that little smirk, hopefully we'll see just complex acting by Jason Isaacs of just little things that you could take as being this or this. So I'm excited to see all that stuff, because, you know, this is a person that revolted against the Empire and had to be punished, and now he's back. Ugh.
Yeah. And interesting, then you see Burnham with the Empress at a nice, well, looks like a fancy, well, not a fancy, just a dinner, and she's got a knife to her throat. So I think that might be the moment where, you know, the interesting thing is, last time I slit your throat, or something. She's going to say something like that.
Though, yeah.
And Burnham's going to be like, oh, damn, I done screwed up.
But the conversation they have is very familiar. You know, why are you lying to me? I know you. It's like, I still just don't buy they know each other specifically. I mean, I guess she's one of her captains, but again, Burnham never showed her real amazing talent in the first universe. I guess she was more harsh in this universe, but they're not going to have 7 years of working under her in this universe. Whereas, you know, if we didn't have that, then Burnham could use the knowledge that she has over 7 years, not necessarily her backstory, because her backstory is totally different, but her personality, because there's still deeper things that you can relate to in terms of people that might not be different in universes, although really this woman is a completely different woman. You know, not a Starfleet captain, not born, you know, to the same universe, not born with the same ideals, not run up the same ideals. I mean, being an emperor, you're not going to be the same person as just a responsible captain of a nice exploration ship. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that they reverse expectations and have that go pretty pants. You know, oh, you're not the one I know. I can't relate to you. You know, I'm trying to convince you. And she's like, you're from the Defiant universe. You know, because I mean, she'll know what the symbol is, because she'll still have studied the Defiant records, I'm sure. So I'm sure she'll recognise that straight away. I mean, where do you think this could go? And yeah.
It could go anywhere. Like I said, I have the feeling that she knows Burnham in the real universe, and she's kind of playing dumb just to see what kind of information she can get. And I think it's going to be a point of she either killed her personally or she saw her die. I don't know. I'm really interested to see how it goes, but that's kind of my thinking. Is that's the way that it's going.
Or double up on that. She's actually on another. She actually is on a secret mission for her. She did fake her death.
Ooh.
She's on a mission doing something else. She's like, not the mission I put you on.
So are you betraying me now? You know.
And obviously nothing she knows is correct, and she feeds her words, and she doesn't the correct responses. Then it's a case of who are you in this? Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm wondering, like last episode, very much everything was spelled out in the trailer. And some people say don't watch the trailer, but it comes 1 second after the episode finishes, and I want to see what happens next because it's pretty intriguing. These couple, you know, I mean, obviously we look at them for this show. That's part of what we do. Mm-hmm. But this one, I felt we know it's just showing us the theme of they go to ship. That's it, you know what I mean? So I'm excited because I just don't know where the dialogue's going to go and where this is going to conclude, because they've got the defined information on the Discovery. If they get, well, and even if they do decipher it, doesn't tell you that much. Need interspatial rift that will kill everyone on board. Oh. It's not really, or at least make everyone go crazy. It's not exactly the best way home, is it?
No.
So, hoping that's a flawed plan and we get some other cool resolution.
I do want to mention one thing then, if we're going to go that route. If you go back to the one shot of the Discovery, if you look in the background behind it, there's kind of like a rift or something decloaking or some kind of tear in space. It just seems like it's an odd anomaly. I know there's a nebula behind them there, but it's not the same kind of texturing. It's not the same kind of lighting. So I don't know what's going on back there. I kind of glazed that over when I went by it the first time, but I thought I'd at least mention it. Maybe there's something going on with that. But anyway, yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm excited where this could go, because they don't even have to get home. That's the fun thing about this season. They can spend all 4 last episodes, whatever, including these ones, in the mirror universe, and season end on that with a new objective, that I'd be totally fine with. Or they can just get home really easily. Maybe the Empress is like, the Emperor's like, yeah, I don't want you here. Go home. I want my discovery back. You're useless. Your sword doesn't work. Ours did. How do we get that back? Let's try and work out a way.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that's it, guys. Let us know your predictions for the next episode down below. What do you think of our theories? What do you think about Burnham and the Empress? What's going on there? Let us know, and look forward to hearing your thoughts. So if you like this video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to join us for more awesome stuff all the time.
And if you want to support our work on this channel, doing the multitude of different shows, both these review commentaries, these predictions, these analysis, and obviously all the Trekyards and Fleetyards goodness, then help us out directly either by our Patreon, which is a monthly donation service. You give a little bit each and every month, or like $20, which would be amazing. And that you won't really notice that. Less than $1 a day, not going to notice that. Or a one-time donation at trekyards.com, say, that was a really great review, that was a really great ship episode, here is $15. I made $15 in tips at work. Give it to Trekyards because I watch everything they do every day for the last 3 years. Believe me, it mounts up. So if you can support us, and with your support we can make more. And it's really as simple as that.
That's right. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Coggins.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.